Hello Saber fans, this is Darth Fatal here. Today's video is just going to be a demonstration. I will use this video primarily for my Saberforge RMA for consultation on my Templar and my Black Lotus that I will be sending back, and I have put that off for the longest time now because I have been working. And let's just get right into it. I am tired of this shutting down on Clash. Take my word for it, I have made separate videos of that is still occurring. That is still occurring with this thing, and I am at my wit's end with how annoying it is. I took my cover tick off. That's you can take that off. I am really annoyed with that. Plus, this is another thing I can't do with the board. I'll show you. The onboard editor is completely dead with this with the Spark Color 2. I don't know what I did. I really don't think I did anything. This happened a while ago. I'm holding the aux button and releasing the kill key to get Igon's editor.
Saber configuration.
Alright, so if I keep on pressing the power button, it'll cycle to the first color font that you want to tweak. So it's red. It's my color font 1 is red, or an orange. It looks red, but it's orange. It's my orange, then like a yellow, and then a yellow flash of clash, and then a red blaster. But I'm holding the aux button and twisting, and it's not. Increase, decrease. I'm pressing increase, pressing decrease. There is a noise. I got that on a separate video, but I'm holding the power button to save it, and it's not. I'm just reiterating here. I have this on a separate video. The only way to get out of this is to kill the power. And then you heard the speaker go off. So I can't tweak anything on the onboard editor. The only way I can change the colors is the editor on the computer. That is it, and it's all guessing and checking. It's a vicious cycle of unscrew pommel, put the kill key in, take the SD card out, put it in my laptop, and etc. until I want, or until I get the right color that I want, or if I'm just taking out fonts and putting them back in. It's a struggle without the editor on the onboard editor. So that is basically the Templar. This is still rattling, but I on my first attempt to ever unscrew my on my retention screw for my blade, I unscrewed it completely out, and that's how I found out that this was a separate piece, totally by accident. And I noticed that that's the internal structure of how it's built, and this whole top part, like from here, how it's sandwiched in between here, that fell off, and over time of dueling, it's widening the inside of the aluminum, so it's not as stable with the Saberforge blade. This is a Vader's Vault thin walled disclaimer. It kept on getting bigger and started rattling, and it was not secure after a while. And now I just made a simple fix. I don't think it's that major. All I did was I took the emitter shroud off, the main emitter shroud off. I didn't touch anything else. It was just this retention screw, and took this off, and just little thin layers of electrical tape. I can take them off to send them back. Please contact me. I will contact you immediately after I will make this video. Saberforge. I can take those out. But it's secure now without any modification. It's just electrical tape. Other than that, this is a totally electronic issue. And I recently I dropped it outside probably 10 minutes ago before I made this video here, and I was just, it's like pitch black outside, so why not have some fun? I dropped it outside by accident, and it totally shut off, and I got really scared because the kill key was out, and every time I tried to put on the kill key to see if it was a known issue from before, because it would do that sometimes if it was low power, or I don't know. That's the other thing with this thing. I really think the board, even though this is a crossguard and it's expected to drain a lot more power than standard sabers with an 18650, 3 LEDs and a board that supports flash on clash and blasters. I really don't think that this board is. I know this board is broken, number one. But I think the board is more broken compared to probably a few other crossguard Spark Color 2s I've seen. That their battery life is significantly longer than mine. I've talked around on the Saber forums, and mine usually lasts probably 10 minutes. I'm not kidding. I have to always have my kill key on my person when I take this anywhere, because of the glitch where it'll shut off. That's number one reason, and number two is if it'll just quit because of that glitch, and I'll have to put it away. Another thing that really gets it out, like the only thing that gets it out of the glitch, the whole shuts off when it's good battery, and I got that on video. I'll link it in a timestamp or something. The only thing that'll get it out of that, the shut off crap, is myself plugging it in to the wall. So for a while when I didn't have a kill key, when my first one broke, I used to carry my charger in my pocket, and for as ridiculous as that sounded, that was probably more beneficial than just having a straight up kill key, because the power going into here sort of nullified the issue. I don't know why that happened, but getting to outside when I dropped it, I'm not concerned with the physical stuff, but when I dropped it outside, it totally shut off, and I put the kill key in to check the insides to see if they were okay, because I got really worried because I kept on putting my kill key and it wasn't happening. I unscrewed the pommel and I noticed resistance. I'm like, oh crap, oh no. When you feel resistance, it's probably a wire stuck. So, by fate have you, it's all fine, because it's still in working order.
When I found you, I saw more untamed power.
Oh, thanks, Shamim. He emailed me that boot font. Still fine. Everything's in working order, except the onboard editor. So it's just like it was before, when I still had all my problems. Except, when I took off the pommel, this is a Phoenix pommel I got with my Black Lotus. It's all ASP compatible. When I took off my pommel, let me just put in the kill key real quick. When I took off my pommel here, you see my rubber guard for my speaker right here? That was stuck inside here, and that's what was causing the resistance. Plus, my soundboard itself was all the way almost to the rim. There was probably not even a centimeter of space, and then this was here inside of this thing. And the SD card ejected, but it was still threaded in there. It ejected. That's what caused the shutoff to happen. So I know it's not good to have the SD card pulled when the kill key is not in the Saber, but accidents happen, and I got lucky because it is perfectly fine. That's all my issues with I don't know the Allen key size for the cover tech, so it came loose and more loose as time progressed, so I just took it off. That's all my issues with my Saberforge Templar. Again, Saberforge, I can take these little electrical tape out of this when I ship it back to you guys. We'll discuss that in the email. My Lotus currently does not have claws installed. Relic pommel, symmetry with the emitter. I have champion tier Sabercore 3.0, and I've looked in the forums and I've had glitches and stuff I've probably made in other videos before, but now I know how it works, and sometimes it does get in a glitch that you need to plug it in the editor and resolve and update the firmware. But for the most part, I love the sensitivity in this thing. This feels like an Anaviscotti V4 from what I've seen on videos. I love this thing. This is my dueling saber. However, when I went to duel my brother with this thing, I noticed that when I was dueling, the front face did not totally line up correctly with my activation switches, or my activation switch, and then the recharge port. And this whole thing threads. Like from here down, it threads, and I found out it threaded, and it really scared me. So I haven't dueled with this thing since then. I'm just gonna send it back because I'm scared. First of all, this I need the spark color 2 installed. Even though I love the sensitivity in this thing, I really am so used to the spark color 2. It's way easier for me to do stuff with, and then you're only limited to the fonts that Saberforge gives you to purchase to install on the Saber. So that's why I'm going to do that. And then why I'm sending both of these Sabers back is because Saberforge now has chassis in all of their Sabers. So the pommel issue on my Templar, if I had a chassis, that would never have happened. Probably never have happened. So I'm going to get a chassis with this thing, with my Templar, and then put a spark color 2 in this. And then these are all my claws and stuff, and blade plug. I keep my little baggie of stuff. Extra screws. These are the screws that they have a little bit protruding. If I put either all Viper or all Venom in, the 3 screws that are new aren't sanded down like the ones in my hilt, or that came with my hilt. So if I can send these back too and have you guys file them down to the correct dimensions, so a blade plug or a blade can be inserted, that would be great, because I bought those Viper and Venom claws so I could do that, and I can't do that. I haven't been able to do that. But what I wanted to get at was my LEDs. this just reiteration video of all my broken products. I bought a red lit momentary, red lit momentary, to pay for the segmented that they didn't have. So I basically just dropped $10 on this thing, and I have no way to use it. However, I don't know if this is the same connector they use in the Spark Color 2. So what I'm thinking is maybe Saberforge, when they receive my Saber or my Lotus, they can use this switch right here where the Saber Core 3.0 recharge port is, and then they just drill a hole back in here for the recharge port for the Spark Color 2. Because I think that's what they normally have for the Black Lotus and a Hero tier anyway. So that would be cool. So I'd have a main switch segmented, and then the auxiliary is regular red. That would be kick-ass. I would love that. Lime green LED, perfectly fine for Saber Core 3.0 Champion tier. I still have use for this. I have my blue LED, or my deep blue LED installed in here because I had my Vader's Vault Photon Blade. And this is the tearjerker because this is my deep red LED, and I'm a Sith and I can't even use my deep red LED. So I tried to salvage this with electrical tape. I don't have a soldering iron. I tried to just tape the crap out of it, get the contact points on the wire, but it's not working out, and this thing is totally done. It's broken in 3 spots in this little black tube. I tried to make sort of a makeshift heat shrink out of it, and it's not working. So this has been broken for the longest time, and I am deeply disappointed. I've already made or sent Saberforge an email about basically all of these products. And then my last 2 things that are broken are my V4 Infinity blades. These are just 2 that are broken. These are the regular V4 Infinities. And then my Day V4 Infinity Edge. You can see the cracking and my packaging tape holding it on there. Just for comparison here, let me turn this off too. Yeah, it's totally cracked. I love this blade. I just wish I didn't. I wish I didn't duel with it before this happened. Even though these are warranted for dueling, this is more. I wish it was just more of a show before I even thought about it. So yeah, that's all my broken products, unfortunately. I would love to have just reiteration. I'd love to get this thing fixed, the internals. I would love to have a brand new board installed in this thing. Gut the crap out of this and replace the board for me. And maybe I could have a replacement part for the emitter, maybe, because it's rattling, and that would fix my having to use electrical tape. And a chassis. I would love a chassis. Please give me a chassis, because that pommel situation outside probably wouldn't happen. That's this Saber. This Saber, I would love a Spark Color 2, a chassis. And I would love a brand new deep red LED, because my brother's Disciple has a Saber Core 3.0 in it. Even though it's a pain in the butt to get the LED out, I think he would appreciate having a different color he likes red a lot, but he has a yellow installed. I would still like this back, a brand new one. That would be really appreciated if I could have that. When I have my Spark Color 2 installed in this thing, maybe right here, that would be really freaking cool. And then the recharge port would go somewhere over here, something like that. I don't know how Saberforge does it. Chassis, Spark Color 2, switch maybe. And my screws filed down for so I can use all my Viper and Venom claws accordingly. I'll send those back too. And then replacement blades, please. Especially my red one. I have a few other of these, but it is a shame that the tips just fly off. Even then, with the packaging tape, I actually have more fun, and like I don't worry about the blade, the tip flying off if I do it with these, but the tipped ones I get worried about because it's a projectile if you hit it. And every time I've broken these blades, it's always up here. At least up here. That's it. All the contact points are like from here up, and they fly off. So thank you for all. Thank you so much for watching. I will send this to Saberforge for my troubles. Thank you, and have a good night. May the Force be with you.